Hey there, true crime fans. Welcome back to another deep dive into the dark and twisted tales that have left an indelible mark on history. Today, I'm diving into a case that shook California to its core in the late 80s. A story that captivated the nation and continues to be a topic of discussion even decades later. The twisted tale of Betty Broderick, a woman whose life spiraled out of control in the most tragic way. It's a story of love, betrayal, and murder. A narrative that explores the dark side of human emotions and relationships. Let's rewind to the beginning. To understand the end, we must first understand the journey. Betty met Dan Broderick in the early 60s. They were young, in love, and full of dreams. They were the picture-perfect couple living the American dream. But behind closed doors, things were far from perfect. The cracks in their seemingly flawless life began to show. Dan, a successful lawyer, and Betty, a devoted housewife, seemed to have it all. Until they didn't. The pressures of maintaining their facade began to take a toll. In the mid-80s, Betty discovered that Dan was having an affair with his much younger assistant Linda. This revelation was the catalyst for the unraveling of their lives. The betrayal shattered her world. Betty felt she had sacrificed everything for their family, only to be cast aside like an old toy. The emotional toll was immense. As their divorce dragged on, things got ugly fast. The legal battles were fierce, and the emotional wounds ran deep. Dan gained custody of their children and married Linda, while Betty's resentment grew into something darker and more dangerous. She felt isolated and betrayed. She left threatening messages, vandalized Dan's home, and even drove her car into his front door. Her actions became increasingly erratic and desperate, but it was just the beginning. The tension was building to a breaking point. On a quiet November morning in 1989, Betty let her fury take control. The calm of the suburban street belied the storm that was about to unfold. She broke into Dan and Linda's new home and shot them both as they slept. It was a moment of unthinkable violence. It was a brutal end to a love story gone horribly wrong. The crime scene was a stark reminder of how far things had fallen. Betty was convicted of second-degree murder in 1991 and sentenced to 32 years to life in prison. The trial was a media sensation. Despite two highly publicized trials and widespread media coverage, she showed little remorse. Her demeanor in court was cold and unrepentant. Betty claimed she was pushed beyond reason by betrayal and injustice. She portrayed herself as a victim of circumstances beyond her control. To this day, she remains in prison, her parole denied multiple times. Her story continues to be a subject of fascination and debate. Betty Broderick's story is a haunting reminder of how love can twist into obsession, and how pain, when left to fester, can turn even the most devoted spouse into a killer. It's a cautionary tale of emotional turmoil and the dark side of human nature. It's a tale that continues to captivate and terrify true crime fans everywhere. The complexities of the human psyche and the extremes of emotional pain are laid bare in this tragic story. So what do you think? Was Betty a victim driven to madness, or a cold-blooded murderer? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss the nuances and the moral questions this case raises. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more riveting true crime stories. Your support helps us bring you more in-depth analyses of the cases that shock and intrigue us all. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction.